Some evenings, the city falls so quiet it feels as if someone above the ceiling has gently turned off the taps, and the noise drips away into the dark. This was one of those evenings. Anna leaned on the kitchen counter, staring at her overfilled to-do list, eyes running through the dense, tiny letters. Silent soldiers of everyday life. Laundry, bill, email, tomorrow's presentation. When I'm done with everything, I'll finally relax, she thought. She had been thinking that for months. On the top shelf, hidden behind rarely used mugs, sat an old, lead-gray porcelain cup. A thin crack ran along its side, so fine that if the light hit it just right, it flashed gold for a heartbeat. It was her grandmother's cup. Once, her grandmother had said, "Tea, it doesn't need a perfect cup. Tea is like an evening prayer. It seeps through flaws too." That night, Anna took it down. Her phone buzzed. More messages, comments, a half-finished work group chat. She placed it on top of the fridge, as if the height could somehow hold the thoughts captive. The kettle awoke with a low murmur, like someone stirring from sleep, preparing ceremoniously to boil. She opened the tea tin, rooibos and lavender, their scents intertwining like two old friends meeting again. She measured a pinch into the strainer, and as the water boiled, steam breathed a pale cloud onto the window. She drew a tiny heart with her fingertip, then quickly wiped it away, as if someone might see. The cup rested in her palm like a warm stone by the riverbank. The first sip didn't silence the voices in her head. Tasks and sentences still buzzed. "Once I check this off," she began again. But into the middle of that thought slipped a memory, like wind suddenly turning a curtain. Her grandmother's veranda, the old green-painted bench, the dust dancing in still afternoon light, her grandmother's finger tracing the crack. "See, if you imagine it here, it's like it's been mended with gold. A crack isn't a flaw. It's a story." Anna smiled. The side of the cup truly glimmered like a fine golden thread in porcelain. For a moment, she exhaled. The tea's scent lined her chest. The apartment's silence didn't deepen. It became friendlier. She opened a notebook she rarely used. Too beautiful to write in, she'd always thought. "Tonight," she began on the first page. "Good enough evenings." Beneath it, 3 lines. "Tonight, I won't answer every message. Tonight, I'll sip tea. Not time. Tonight, I won't finish. I'll stop." Stopping wasn't the same as giving up. One is a quiet choice, the other, a quiet wound. She was choosing now. Outside, a late tram clanged, as if announcing at the city's edge that something had started. Not something big, just a slow sway. The sound crossed her kitchen and sat beside her like an old friend. By the time the tea cooled, a small leaf scrap swirled at the bottom, looking like a golden fish. "Good night," she said to the fish, quite seriously, then to herself. "Good night, Anna." In bed, she thought of the list on the kitchen table and imagined adding one more line. So simple, she almost laughed. The smile faded into sleep, and when she finally dreamed, the tea in the cracked cup had turned into moonlight, a thin golden stripe on a lead-gray night. Not perfect, just peace. Enough. Closing quote. Not every crack needs fixing. Some are turned to gold by time and love.